Hello and welcome back to Retfurb. So on today's video we've got this Specialized Hardrock from 1988. So with this one I'm just going to be doing a real quick video, just going over, stripping it down, tidying it back up, just getting it looking a bit more tidy and a bit more usable. As you can see, it's pretty much original. Everything on it is pretty much how it would have came out of factory. It's got some mud guards and a little bell on it, and a few other little bits and pieces, but we're just going to go over it, remove some of those bits, just check it all over, re-grease, strip it down, service all the parts and making sure that it's all okay. So let's get straight into it. So as you can see, I've got the bike up on the stand. So this is going to be a real quick whip through video. So I'm just going to strip all the parts off. So you can see here I'm just taking the wheel off, and you can see on that wheel it's got an old Kellogg's spoke reflector, if you know what that is. It used to come in a cereal. Unfortunately this one's broke. They're quite collectible apparently. So yeah, just taking off the wheel, and now the mud guard. I'm not going to be putting the mud guards back on. I'm going to be leaving them off. I purchased the bike off a guy, and I think he bought it from new, and he's obviously looked after it. There's obviously marks and stuff on the bike, but generally it's in good condition, which is nice to see. So yeah, now moving the rear mudguard. I'm pretty sure that the mudguard wouldn't have been a factory option from Specialized, but it may have been. It seems to fit on all the points nicely. So yeah, moving on to the handlebars now, just moving the grips off. I'm going to be reusing these grips. I think these were the original ones that are on there, which are like a foam, and they're in pretty good condition, so they can be used again. So mainly on this bike, I'm just going to go over it, tidy all the bits up like I said at the start, just get everything working nicely, adjusted, all new cables. You know, they would need replacing. That goes without saying. I wouldn't do a bike this old and not replace the cables, unless of course they look like they had been replaced recently, but I would say looking at them they need doing. And on, you know, see here I'm just removing the forks and the headset and the bearings and everything. It'll be all re-greased, and just breaking the chain. So I've bought a new chain link for that, just a quick release chain link, just to make it easier if it needs servicing and taking off in the future. And just removing the rear brakes now, and then onto the crank. So everything on the bike was pretty simple to do. Everything came off pretty easy. Now using the park tools, well, should I say possibly not original park tools from AliExpress, crank removal tool, which I'm going to be doing a video on those tools in the future, but I'm just using them to get an idea of what they're like, and then I can give a good sort of review on, you know, how they are and if they are potentially real or not, which I question, but there you go. And now anyway, back to the frame. I'm just going around degreasing it, and I'm just going to give it a quick polish up, and then once I've polished the frame up, I'm just going to go around touching a few little bits and pieces, and I'm not going mad with it. Like I say, I'm just tidying it up and just making it nice and usable, and then just going around just touching some of those little bits in. So the frame generally is in good condition. Like I say, there's a few marks and stuff on it, and you know, these touch-ins are not going to last forever, but they'll tidy it up, and you know, they'll make it look a lot nicer. Ideally you could strip it all down, take all the decals off of it and respray it, and it'd look brand new again, but that's not the aim of this build. It's just to go around and tidy it up and make it usable and, you know, nice. It's still got that nice old sort of feel to it, old look to it. And you can see with the handlebars that I've just gone over and cleaned them up, just used a bit of WD-40 and wire wool and just gone over. Now again, you will mark it slightly doing that, but it gets rid of the rust and that on there. And you can see I'm starting to put all the parts back in now. So I've gone over and cleaned everything up. The tyres I've used, the ones that are on there, they look to be in reasonable condition. I wouldn't say they were brilliant, but they've definitely still got life in them. And now I'm just going around routing all the cables in, and then I can adjust all the gears and everything when I got the cables in, make sure the brakes are all okay. And yeah, it's getting close to being finished now, and then as soon as it's done we can get it on the road and give it a quick test ride. So I'm out on the Specialized Hardrock after the work's been carried out on it. Obviously it was only a very light overhaul, mainly just a service really. I didn't go mad, you know, I didn't thoroughly sort of go around cleaning everything 100%. All the bearings and everything that were all done. Everything was just basically service cleaned and made tidy to use it and keep it going. And I've got to say, it is really nice to ride. I wasn't expecting it to be this good of a ride, to be honest. Thumb shifters, I don't really like that much. They do my head in, to be honest. But the thing I do like about them is they're, because you can sort of push them to a certain amount. I mean, they click into place, but they're not like newer shifters where it's all like one-to-one shifting sort of thing. It's they sort of got small little increments, so you can, you know, you can go through them and you don't have to, you know, you can, if it's not quite in gear, you can push it a little bit more either way and it'll go into gear. But the shifting is, you know, it's really good. There's no sort of rattling on the bike, there's nothing loose. And I know I've been through it all, and some of the bearings and that definitely needed doing. But yeah, doing that is just totally, you know, just giving it so much more new life now, the bike. It's just rides really smoothly. It's the position on it is really nice. The seat's really nice. You're not going to be sort of taking it competitively racing or anything like that, obviously, but it's just a really nice bike. The guy I bought it off, he had it from new, as far as I'm aware. It's 1988, obviously, as I said before. Just rides really well. It's so surprising. I mean, I've just taken it out on a short little ride just outside the village, purely because I've done my ankle in, but I'm so impressed with the bike. It's just, yeah, really good, really nice. I wouldn't hesitate taking this bike out for just a leisurely ride, or commuting, things like that. And I know I've said that about other bikes, but considering it's a 1988 bike, it is quite a surprise. The frame's a really large frame actually, probably a little bit too big than what I'd need. You'd probably be, I don't know, I mean I'm 5'11", so yeah, you probably could do it being a little bit smaller. Like I say, the position and the reach of it and the handlebars, the risers, does make for a really comfortable ride. The brakes are not exactly brilliant, being like old cantilever types, and I think on the back it's like a horseshoe type. I think that's what it's called. So the brakes are not brilliant. You wouldn't want to be flying down somewhere and want to be stopped quickly, but I mean they will, you know, they will slow you down fairly quick, but not like modern brakes or V brakes. But yeah, not really much more I can say about it. It's a really nice bike. Definitely recommend if you want something to just leisurely ride, something that's comfortable. The seat's sort of firm but big, and it's like sitting on a, I don't know, I wouldn't say couch, but it's pretty comfortable. You could ride on it for quite a long time without wearing down, you know, giving you a numb butt or anything. And there it is, all finished, and I'm really happy with it. Like I say, not immaculate, but it's now ready to ride again, use and appreciate. And you know, I would consider this a really good option for an older retro leisure bike, late 80s bike that can be used daily. You can go out and enjoy it, gentle general rides, nothing extreme obviously, but yeah, I would say it's a pretty perfect choice for something like that. Again, the brakes are not particularly amazing on it, but like I say, leisurely rides, anything that's just taking it and enjoying it and going for a gentle ride, going out with kids, it's something that looks great, it rides really great. I can't really say any more highly about it, to be honest. It's a good bike. Obviously it's not a real top spec bike from the era, but it's a good solid bike. And yeah, I recommend it. I would say if you can get one for a good price, then definitely go for it. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. It's really appreciated. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.